Hi, this is Neil, and I'm partnering with the great HPC Today to bring you the Surfactant Insights Podcast. Health, hygiene, and beauty, all brought to you by surfactants. Now, we know that almost 3/4 of the surfactants market by weight is made up by those used in some form of cleaning. Household is the biggest segment, followed by personal care and cosmetics, which make up about 13% of the market by weight and almost 15% by value. These consumer products, supported by surfactants, are the ones we use every day, often first thing in the morning and last at night. They include toothpaste, shower gel, shampoo, liquid soap, conditioner, and of course all the skincare and cosmetics products, including but not limited to creams and lotions, lipstick, foundation, eyeshadow, and on and on. A useful way to divide up this $6.7 billion market for surfactants is into rinse-off and leave-on products. Rinse-off is just what it sounds like. Products like shampoo and facial cleansers which are used in the shower for maybe a minute or less and then rinsed off down the drain. These tend to be mainly mass-marketed products where cost-effectiveness is the overarching concern. Big customers like P&G, Unilever, and L'Oreal predominate. Leave-on products are, left on often all day and include all the cosmetics that I previously mentioned. Cost effectiveness is important here also, but the premium and niche portions of this market tend to be more important versus the rinse-off products. The big guys also operate here, but there are many more niche players and big but luxury companies such as Chanel and Shiseido. Another way to look at this market for surfactants is in terms of the function of the surfactant. This ranges from primary cleaning, as you might expect, to foaming, skin feel, emulsification, lubricity, moisturization, and so on. You're going to see the high-volume surfactants like sodium lauryl sulfate, SLES, used for cleaning in the rinse-off products, and more specialized products like highly ethoxylated long-chain alcohols for emulsification in skincare, for example. The trends in this sector are more consumer-driven than in others. To those of you that are scientists, some may seem odd, but nonetheless they move the market, so you've got to pay attention. First, sustainability. This is a little more nuanced today than I would have said 10 or 15 years ago. Generally, there's still a preference for vegetable-derived products that consumers use, so most SLES used in this market is based on oleochemical alcohols. Having said that, I'm seeing renewed interest in AOS, alpha-olefin sulfonates, very much petrochemical products, and of course widespread use of alkanes, silicones, and white oils and petroleum jelly in a range of hair and skincare applications. Sulfate-free, yes, it's a sizable niche, and no, I don't understand the scientific justification for it. Along with recent regulations, however, governing dioxane content in consumer products, this has led to interest in the aforementioned AOS, as well as other things like APGs and torates and isothionates. Water-free, or at least more concentrated consumer products. In personal care, things like sheets and pods and drops are in the market now. There has been a lot of innovation in this area and some interesting products test marketed by big companies under new brand names. Keep an eye on this one. Silicone-free. Popular silicones are cheap and effective at providing skin feel and shine to hair and skincare products. However, EU regulation of certain cyclic silicones has companies looking for alternatives, and surfactants which can provide some multifunctional benefits are going to be very interesting to customers. Palm-free. Some brands, often small ones, regard the non-use of palm derivatives as a benefit, conveying their disapproval of deforestation. The impact of the EUDR, that's the European Deforestation Regulation in Europe, has got some companies looking more seriously again at petrochemical alcohols and olefins in this area. Regulatory is key in this personal care and cosmetics market. Most major economies have approval processes for cosmetics and personal care ingredients. For the major global consumer products companies, it's often important that suppliers of new ingredients have at least US, Europe, and China approval. You should get expert advice as soon as possible before entering a new market with a new ingredient. Finally, for new companies with new products like bio-based surfactants, I like the personal care market. While it's a significant size, it's less concentrated than the household cleaning sector. That's dominated by the big soapers. It's relatively easy to get started with small brands selling small commercial quantities, and these companies can often move very quickly to approve and start using a new ingredient, say in 6 months. Now, I'm talking small quantities here, but still commercial sales. Cycle times at the big guys can be up to 5 years. The market values innovation and is interested in the provenance of the ingredients. As a result of the trends and regulations I mentioned earlier, they're open to new concepts and new suppliers with something useful to offer. Bear in mind that the big business opportunities are still at the big companies, and so despite or perhaps because of long lead times, you should also engage with them as soon as you are ready. Health, hygiene, and beauty by surfactants. What's not to like as a producer, user, and consumer? If you've anything to add or ask, please do get in touch. And in the meantime, thanks again for listening.